Hello. So this is, I think, my third time trying to record this chapter. The first two times, well, the very first time I tried to go on live, and it was yesterday, and I was having like all kinds of technical difficulties, and I was like in a really like, I don't know, I was like in a not good headspace. So I decided to take it easy on myself and try again today. That was fine. And so then I just started trying to record for the second time, and I was going live that time as well. And I guess maybe because of the park that I'm at, I don't have good service. And so the live just disconnected when I was almost done. So I'm just going to try to record it regular, and I hope there's enough space on my phone to hold this. So let's just see how it goes. Cheers to being resilient. And drink some water real quick. Okay. Artist states, Stephen Grappelli once remarked, great improvisers are like priests. They are always listening to their God. The second tool is a listening tool, a weekly period of assigned solitude that I call the artist state. In morning pages, we are like a radio set tuned to send. We notify ourselves and the universe of our likes, dislikes, and dreams. This is busy work. It siphons off steam and it creates a vacuum into which new thoughts and impulses can move, if we let them. That is where our listening tools come in. Life flows like a river. We can skim the surface or plunge more deeply into our experience. It is solitude that encourages and permits the experience of depth. No wonder so many of us avoid it. The currents of our emotions frighten us. We sense powerful forces moving in the depths of our being. These forces often frighten us, and so we avoid contact. We become distracted by the surface of our lives. Our thoughts scuttle and dart like water bugs, skating on the glassy sheen of current events, leading lives of quick, shallow contact. We yearn for something deeper, but even the yearning may disturb us. For this reason, the second tool involves creative deepening. As those who have studied creativity know, breakthroughs occur when focused, rational thought and activity are followed by a period of release. This is why we get up from our desks frustrated and exhausted, decide to shower, and bing, there's the answer. This is why good solutions emerge not in our office, but as we merge 5 lanes left in traffic, or as we pause in our manic writing and rewriting of our thesis to hand polish our boots for the first time this winter. The artist state, an hour-long weekly block of time spent on yourself and with yourself doing something festive, is intended to engender release. Release in turn engenders inspiration. In Manhattan, a particularly magical artist state for me was a visit to the Complete Traveler, a small treasure-laden store on the corner of Thrifty 5th Street and Madison Avenue, filled with everything from maps of Ireland, Polynesia, and the Isle of Wight to vintage books on Marco Polo in the Himalayas. It is a world where time and distance conspire and conjoin. Aquarium stores, museums, cathedrals, flea markets, or 5 and dime vintage films, lectures on the odd, the improbable, or merely interesting, musical performances by traveling Tibetan monks, a trip to a quiet riverside spot. Any of these can function as an artist state. And yet, many of us are too busy and too intellectually self-defended to allow such small getaways for inspiration to gain entrance. Longing for change, we nonetheless avoid the avenues through which it might come to us. We fill our quiet time with business or busyness. We do not know how to relax, or even that we should. In our product-driven society, we work, especially networking makes us feel important and productive. Of course, it may also make us feel cranky, put upon, overtired, frustrated, thwarted, bored, and miserable. But who has time to think of that? Who wants time to think of that? We do. We just may not know that we do. In the term artist date, note that date is of equal weight with the word artist. In other words, pre-planning and anticipating the experience are central to properly working with this tool. We are training ourselves in the art of self-initiated nurturance. Our dates need not be highbrow, elaborate, or expensive, but we must be careful not to stand ourselves up. We are romancing our creative urges. Nothing kills a romance more quickly than a few broken promises. Artist dates, in conjunction with morning pages, perform major adjustments in spiritual chiropractic. That is, they tend to align us with the flow of what might be called luck, coincidence, or good, orderly direction, what Dr. Carl Jung termed synchronicity. We tend to be in the right place at the right time, encountering not only support, but also opportunity. Ideally, an artist date is a time for receiving inflow, new images from some festive activity, new perspective from the time alone, free from the input of familiar sources, new currents of thought and activity triggered through the operation of synchronicity. Despite their obvious advantages, don't expect artist dates to be an easy matter. Most of us are skilled spiritual anorectics, and we are adroit at avoiding self-nurturing. Set an enjoyable artist date and then watch your killing side swing into action with sudden self-imposed deadlines and wet blanket agendas, all designed to sabotage your creative solitude. Visiting friends, needy spouses, friends on the rocks, all may suddenly become sidecars to your solo adventure. Before your wondering eyes, 100 valid excuses, but no good reasons will suggest themselves to help you postpone, evade, dilute your expedition. Make no mistake, artist dates are like blind dates. We hope for the best, fear the worst, and undertake them, if at all, with a sense of duress more often than elation. Please do them anyway. I admit that time alone, deliberately undertaken, can be threatening. I admit it can be hard to arrange and could even seem as though I'm a stickler for details. After all, what could be wrong with a trip to the ballet adieu? Oh, so I guess maybe something for two? Simply this: you're not after the thoughts and companionship of others. You are after the thoughts and companionship of your soul. With daily morning pages and a weekly artist date in place, the exercises, tasks, and expeditions this book requires, some psychic and some physical, are far more easily undertaken. You might consider them spiritual sit-ups. They render you strong, flexible, and fit. These attributes will serve you well as you undertake the pilgrimage necessary to find and mine your vein of gold. Task: do a weekly artist date. Each week, every week, take your creative consciousness out on a pre-planned festive expedition. Again, remember that this need not be high art. It is more important that this be soul food for you, however you define it. Remember that art is an image-using system and that you are to use this time to consciously stock your imagination. Think of it like a pond filled with deep and swirling images. You want to keep it stocked so that when you go to draw upon it, it will not be overfished. Okay, so that was the end of that section about the artist date. In this section, there's also all the quotes on the side. I'm going to go ahead and read those now. So, we are shaped and fashioned by what we love. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. When the eye wakes up to see again, it suddenly stops taking anything for granted. Frederick Frank. Ah, but I was so much older then. I'm younger than that now. Bob Dylan. Let the beauty we love be what we do. Rumi. I now know how to plan my life and direct my path because God is doing this for me by doing it through me. Ernest Holmes. Shamanic healing is a journey. It involves stepping out of our habitual roles, our conventional scripts, and improvising a dancing path. Gabrielle Roth. Okay, that was it. I will see you guys in the next section. Bye for now.